Hi, so I know this assignment's a little bit past due, but I wanted to reread this series. It's been a really busy couple of weeks with work and wedding planning and school and everything, but I finally got through it, or most of it. And so I'm going to be talking about The School for Good and Evil by Soma Chainani. I hope I said that right. But what I want to say is this series, I think I read it 3 or 4 different times, going from middle school to high school and just here and there because I absolutely love this series. It beats the stereotype. It beats what TV constantly portrays as the perfect princess or the good versus evil and princesses and witches and warlocks and princes and all of this fun stuff. So I wanted to just give this book, this series, a little bit of extra hype because honestly I don't think it gets enough. So this story starts off with these two best friends, Agatha and Sophie. Sophie is your stereotypical beautiful blonde princess, and Agatha is this horrid witch looking, ugly, foul looking type person that everyone hates and portrays her as evil and sarcastic and just bitter and all of these things. And both girls live up to the expectations, to the roles that society has placed on them. And it goes into these two girls are chosen to go to this school for good and evil. And of course, Sophie and Agatha, very different. What you would think as Sophie being the beautiful blonde stereotypical princess, being the super kind, giving princess, but she's not. See, Sophie and Agatha have been best friends, but this whole time Sophie keeps Agatha along as almost like a slave and kind of just uses her when it's convenient and disposes of her when it's convenient. And so, in their hearts, the school reads as Sophie's good, Agatha is, Sophie is evil and Agatha is good, and they get placed in opposite schools, and they're freaking out, and they constantly want to switch schools. Agatha, being this bitter person her whole life, is suddenly saying that she's this beautiful princess, that she's this gorgeous person, when, by the way, nobody in that princess school thinks that. And she's uncomfortable. She doesn't feel like she matches up to what those roles say. And Sophie is this posh little princess in this school full of witches and warlocks, not knowing what to do and not knowing how to feel about everything. And so they're constantly wanting to switch schools. But the more time that Agatha spends in this school of good, she learns that there's more to her than what everyone has always told her. And that she's truly this beautiful person, and she just really had to view herself as beautiful. She was always beautiful. And this fight starts out between Sophie and Agatha, these two best friends, and Sophie just turns into this horrid witch that starts torturing everybody and locking down the school and really just destroying things as they know it. And she's a super powerful person who is supposed to be good, and that was her whole reason for doing what she did, was because she was so upset that she was placed in the wrong school, and she wanted to prove to everyone how good she was, when in reality she wasn't. And Agatha had to save the day. And in the end, both girls end up going out back to their hometown, and they kind of rekindle their friendship in the first book, but I'm not going to get into the second book because I don't have time. But it's just a story of how friendship should conquer the stereotypes, and how just because you look like you're supposed to be a nice person doesn't mean you are, and vice versa for being a bad person. And honestly, I just really love this book series, or this book in particular, and then the series in general. It's so good. Highly recommended. I recommend it for anybody like middle school ages. And honestly, if anybody's interested in the elementaries or interested in that, I definitely recommend it too. Cool. Thank you.